Welcome, everybody, to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series here on iRacing, getting ready to take on Texas Motor Speedway. We're glad to have you here with us tonight as we get ready for 75 laps around this awesome mile-and-a-half racetrack here in Texas. Of course, those who are familiar with the area from the Fort Worth, Texas area. This track, 1.5 miles long, a quad oval shaped, much like its sister track, Charlotte's and Atlanta. You can see right there the shape of the track. Much different design. They reconfigured this track a few years ago, and you see the turns 1 and 2 are a little bit shaped differently than 3 and 4, giving it a little asymmetrical look. And the track drives completely different on both ends of the racetrack. So watch for these drivers tonight all night long as they struggle for grip, especially off of turn number 4. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. We see Jonathan Jennings up at the top of the leaderboard. Justin McMahon sits back in second. Adam Gardner, Kevin O'Powell, and Mike Samia back in 5th, tied with Ricky Williams for that 5th spot, 710 points. Steve Gerber sits back in 7th, Daniel Wilkerson back in 8th. Michael Dow and Christopher Simon round out your top 10. We'll leave that up on the screen so you can find where your favorite driver is currently sitting in the point standings tonight. So about 4.5 minutes left here in practice here tonight. So far, Jonathan Jennings, no surprise, up at the top of the leaderboard. Chris Leftwich, though, not too far behind. Christopher Simon, Adam Gardner, and Steve Gerber round out your top 5 on the speed charts right now. Oh, Adam Gardner just making his way down on pit road. Steve Gerber just making his way off of pit road. Looks like we have a couple new faces in the field here tonight as well. So as the race goes on, we'll be talking about a few new drivers, including the 224 of Brian Lawson. Although he's running the 9 on the screen, 224 on the charts. Last week at Iowa, we saw the 14 of Jeffrey Engel making his debut. He's trying to make his way down on the pit road, which is very tricky to get on here because you're carrying such a high rate of speed trying to get that truck down to 50 miles an hour. Actually, I take that back. Speed limit is 45 miles an hour here, so watch for that to be another trouble spot here tonight. Drivers getting on and off of pit road. See, Steve Gerber's got a lot of damage to the right side of that truck. Looks like he's been up into the wall in practice. And even though you see the cone and the line right there, pit road speed doesn't start till right there at those cones. And that's 45 miles an hour all the way down and off of pit road. Here's a 13 of Chris Leftwich getting some laps out on the board. Currently second fastest. Run over 50 laps, 53 laps here in this practice session. Trying to get His main laps under his belt here tonight, so he knows exactly what this truck is going to do as the race goes on. Of course, night race, so the track isn't going to change as much as if it was a daytime race. We see one truck up in the wall. That is the 13. Sorry, not the 13. That was, I believe, Gary Clune. Yep, that was the 11 of Gary Clune up into the wall. Christopher Simon, currently third on the speed chart. So as the race goes on, the track rubbers up a little bit. The grip will increase, but it's not going to be like a daytime race where the track heats up, gets slick. You see the 55 of Ricky Hudges having some issues there off of turn number 2. So far, 23 drivers getting ready to take on this Texas Motor Speedway here on iRacing. Of course, I want to thank all of our great partners that make this possible here tonight, including Race EPI for all your iRacing setups and coaching needs. Visit raceepi.com. Just also want to support our channel. You can visit intensityracing.com for all your hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, as well as some of our novelty t-shirts. We even got underwear on there as well. So you can check all that out over at intensitybroadcasting.com. And of course, our great partners over at Butt Kicker. Of course, Butt Kicker is an established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading console gamers and PC gamers, including professional sim racers. Patented design makes them incredibly accurate and powerful and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is a new and improved sim racing haptic that reproduces immersive, accurate, powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out which one's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, not just do they have racing sim products, but they also have haptics that you can put in and around your couches for listening to movies, music, and more. So a lot of options there. Check out thebuttkicker.com. I apologize if anybody's said anything in the chat so far. I did not have the chat up just yet. But again, we do appreciate you all joining us here tonight as we get ready for 75 laps around this awesome 1.5 mile track in Texas Motor Speedway. Always puts on a great show. And these boys here in the Doghouse Racing League always put on a good show as well. In fact, we've had quite a few caution-free races so far this season. And a big track like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see another one here tonight as we see the 60 of Mike Leftwich making his way out onto the racetrack. Off of turn number 4, coming to take the green flag. For the first few laps, these drivers will be pretty much flat out as they make their way around the track here. Off of turn number 4, down to the stripe. And drafting is going to be a huge part of the race here tonight as well. So not quite super speedway style drafting. Not going to see like we see at Atlanta or anything like that, but we will see that draft and that slingshot come into effect tonight as Jonathan Jennings currently goes to the top of the board. Mark Gilbert currently second fastest, and we'll ride along with Mark here so you can hear just how much these drivers are really lifting around the track. Actually, he's coming to the checkered flag, so we'll not ride along with him. We will ride along with Justin McMahon. Ooh, big lift, big wiggle out of McMahon. down across the stripe, take the white flag on his second lap. And here, really just a little blip of the throttle to get that truck to rotate into the corner and right back to the throttle. Try to get as much speed as he can, as currently he is 15th fastest on the chart as he comes off of turn number 4 and down to the stripe. And McMahon's going to jump up into the 10th position. Here's the 50 of Michael Dow making his qualifying attempt. Coming through turns 3 and 4, and sounds like I got to make a quick adjustment on my screen here on my iRacing. He comes across the line, and he's going to jump up into the 19th position. I'm going to throw my Rickage Rewind on for just a second so I can take care of something on my end here. That should be a little bit better. All right, let's see if that makes things sound a little bit better here tonight. See Jeremiah Stutzman out on the racetrack. There we go. A little different look for the 71 here tonight. Makes its way through turns 3 and 4. And down to the stripe to take the checkered flag on his qualifying attempt. And the 71 is going to jump up to the 7th fastest spot. One more driver out on track. Looks like Jason Schilling is not going to get a qualifying attempt underway, as we have just 3 seconds left here tonight in qualifying. And that's going to do it here for qualifying as we get ready to grid them up here and turn them loose at Texas Motor Speedway. Take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. On pole, the 91 of Jonathan Jennings, with Chris Leftwich rolling off from the 2nd position to his outside. Mike Leftwich rolls off from 3rd with Kevin Powell in the 4th spot. Then back in row number 3, we'll find the 56 of Adam Gardner and Steve Gerber. Jeremiah Stutzman back in the 7th position with Jeffrey Engel in the 14, rolling off in 8th. Marshall Johnson in the 31, rolling off 9th. And Christopher Simon rounds out your top 10. Justin McMahon starting way back in 11th with Ricky Hudges from the 12th position. 13th, Daniel Wilkerson and Mark Gilbert round out row number 7. Row 8 will find Ricky Montgomery and Gary Clune. From the 17th position, we'll find Brad Hall in the 45 and Isaac Salas in the 401. Garamillo, he'll roll off from the 19th position with Michael Dow to his outside in 20th. 21st, Brian Lawson in the 222 with Ricky Williams rolling off from 22nd. Kevin Brown in 23rd, Josh Schilling from the 24th position. And that is going to round out the field here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Again, we appreciate everybody joining us here tonight. We see Turbo 1.5 says, let's go, over on the YouTube chat. Of course, again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Twitch. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. No doubleheader tonight as the SCSRA finished up their season last week. They're going to be doing a few recruiting races, and they'll be coming back at the beginning of May. So just the Doghouse has the spotlight here tonight. And again, 75 laps here around Texas Motor Speedway as the trucks get rolling here on pit road. And we're going to rack them up and get ready to turn them loose. Again, 24 drivers here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. These trucks will be putting on a show for sure. A lot of grip. Track's very wide. Easily run 3 wide around this racetrack. As you heard in the qualifying, really not lifting too much around here tonight. So that'll make things a little interesting for these drivers, as it's not going to be quite like a super speedway. But it will be an exciting race nonetheless. Well, we'll see plenty of super speedway racing this weekend in real NASCAR, as everybody's taking on Talladega Super Speedway, one of my favorite places to watch a race. And looking forward to that. But tonight, we've got a score to settle here tonight in the Doghouse Racing League. Jonathan Jennings gets ready to lead them down to the starting zone. Chris Leftwich right there to his outside as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn. Down on the pit road. And green flag is in the air. And we are racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. And Jonathan Jennings already gets a great launch to put himself out in the lead as they make their way down into turn 1 for the first time. Field makes their way down the backstretch for the first time. Chris Leftwich right there on the back bumper. Jonathan Jennings starting to pull away just a little further back. We see Mike Leftwich and Kevin Powell battling it out for the second position. Adam Gardner right back there in 5th. And here comes Jeremiah Stutzman trying to take a look down underneath Adam Gardner. There's almost some contact between Mike Leftwich and Kevin Powell. Powell, though, fighting on the high side. He's going to take over that 3rd spot. Here comes Adam Gardner around the outside as well, trying to take over 4th. As Mike Leftwich starting to fall back a little bit right now. He's got the 8 of Steve Gerber trying to move up to the high side. As they come down across the stripe to start lap number 3. Jonathan Jennings out in front as we got 3 wide racing behind. Justin McMahon was just part of a 3 wide battle. Gets around the 31 of Marshall Johnson and Ricky Hudges in the 55. And McMahon already up into the 8th position, trying to work his way up towards the front. Up front, Jonathan Jennings is getting a challenge here from the 13 of Chris Leftwich. See Jennings trying to fend off that 13. Looked like Leftwich was going to have the run there for a moment, but tucks back in line. Now Steve Gerber trying to work over the 60 of Mike Leftwich. And Adam Gardner looking down underneath Kevin Powell, trying to take over the 3rd position. So far, no line really prevailing. We've seen people pass up on the high side, drivers pass on the low side. Right now, Adam Gardner working the low side around Kevin Powell to take over that 3rd position. A little further back in the field, we see this gaggle of trucks. 2 of Ricky Montgomery. Isaac Salas back here as well. Jeffrey Engel. Gary Clune, Brad Hall, all in this mix right here. As we work lap number 7, this is about the time where the tires really start showing their age. The grip is starting to go away for these drivers as Chris Leftwich still right there on the back bumper. Adam Gardner right there as well. And for the first time this season, we're seeing Jonathan Jennings not really pulling away, not really able to get out in front by a large amount here tonight. As our top 5 pretty much nose to tail as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Leftwich taking a look down to the inside, peeks the nose, but just not able to get the nose underneath to try to make the move, not have the position. And here comes Adam Gardner trying to take advantage of that loss of momentum that Chris Leftwich just had. He's able to pull right up to the back bumper, but these trucks really aero sensitive, especially a track as fast as it is here at Texas Motor Speedway. What I mean by that is if you get right up behind the truck in front of you, takes air off the nose, you don't have as much downforce and you don't have as much grip in those front tires that can wash the truck right up the track. Another thing to watch out for is overheating. You can see just how small that grill opening is at the bottom of the fascia of those trucks. And when you're tucked right in behind another truck, it decreases the amount of air going in there, and that can cause these trucks to overheat. So a lot of these drivers have to worry about as we see Justin McMahon working up to the high side of Ricky Hudges. Looks like Hudges is actually going around the 20 of McMahon. So McMahon was able to climb up to the 7th position. Now he's starting to fall back again. He continues to battle side by side with the 55 of Hudges. Hudges able to clear. Now here we have Stutzman taking a look underneath Kevin Powell. This is a battle for the 4th position. As here comes Steve Gerber trying to take 5th away from Stutzman, and these 3 battling as hard as they are, they're letting the front 3 drivers just pull away. As Gerber solidly moves himself up into that 5th position. Stutzman's got to take another look back down to the inside, try to retake that lead. Right behind we see Ricky Hudges and Mike Leftwich going at it right behind, with McMahon sitting right there in the wings. These 4 drivers still doing battle. This is Brad Hall, Gary Clune, the 2 of Ricky Montgomery and Daniel Wilkerson all back here. These 4 trucks have not left each other's bumpers since the drop of the green flag. Oh, Steve Gerber up into the wall hard. Made very hard contact with the outside wall. You see the truck come by. You see all that damage to the right side of that machine. And he is starting to drop back steadily. Very unfortunate for the driver of the 8. Looks like he might have done a little damage to the steering rack of that machine as well. As we take a look here, we ride along. Well, the wheel's pretty much straight as he goes down the straightaway, so that's always a good sign. However, you see just how much speed he's lost and how many positions he's lost since smacking the wall. So unfortunately for him, looks like his chances of winning here tonight in Texas are over. As Justin McMahon working the outside of Mike Leftwich, trying to take over that 7th position, and he will move around that 60 machine. Here comes Christopher Simon right there as well, trying to work to the outside of Leftwich. Now Gardner's gotten around Chris Leftwich for that 2nd position. Let's go back and see how he was able to make this pass. Oh, it's right when Steve Gerber got up into the wall. Gardner was able to dive down to the bottom of the track and take that 2nd position away. Now Gardner trying to run down the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. And Adam Gardner does have a win this season. was able to save fuel and make it work for him so he could get a race win. At Las Vegas. Rolled the dice out in Vegas and made it pay off for him with a win. Trying to get his second win of the season. So far, the only driver with multiple wins this season is Jonathan Jennings. He's got 3 wins. Adam Gardner's got 1 win. Right now, though, Jonathan Jennings continuing to pull away from Adam Gardner as the tires continue to wear off for the drivers behind. A little further back, we see this 4-truck battle. Chris Leftwich has been up into the wall now. He's got a pancaked right side. That's why that 13 is sliding backwards right now. He's going to pull right down to the bottom and let the 31 of Marshall Johnson and the 76 of Mark Gilbert right on by. Looks like Leftwich making his way down onto pit road. Being the first driver to make their way down onto pit road. Of course, I expect to see drivers making their way down pit road somewhere between laps 30 and 35. Well, 22, you could do it as well. 22, 44, 60. Have to stretch a little bit longer on that longer run. And I know most of these drivers are probably going to start hitting pit road somewhere between laps 28 and 35. We'll battle back here as we see the 10 of Ricky Williams in that classic Smokin' Joe's machine. Getting passed by the 224 of Brian Lawson. I know it shows 9 on the side of the truck, but 224 on the scoring pylon. And right behind the 33 of Kevin Brown, trying to make his way around that 10 machine as well. Marshall Johnson and Mike Leftwich continue to battle it out here for the 8th position. They continue to run side by side. That's allowing the 76 of Mark Gilbert to sneak into the picture here as well. Another driver down in pit road, that is the 22 of Garamillo. He just missed pit stall, back up a little bit. Get another driver in a little bit earlier than I figured they would be, but Mark Gilbert now right on the back bumper of Mike Leftwich. Drivers down on pit road. We see Kevin Powell, Justin McMahon, Gary Clune, Jeffrey Engel, Jason Chilling, and Daniel Wilkerson making his way off of pit road. So I said between 28 and 35. I was a little long with that, as here comes our leader, Jonathan Jennings, and Adam Gardner down on the pit road, leaving Jeremiah Stutzman out on track to take over the lead. Christopher Simon, not too far behind, sits back in second now. Now more than half of the field is either down on pit road or has been on pit road, as here comes Jeremiah Stutzman down on pit road to get his service done. Christopher Simon's going to follow him down as well. Here comes Mark Gilbert, Isaac Salas, Brad Hall. Ricky Williams is going to stay out to lead a lap. Looks like he will be the last truck to make his way down onto pit road. Is Kevin Powell going right around. Justin McMahon right there as well. And now the 10 of Ricky Williams making his way towards pit road to get his service done. And that's going to cycle back around to Jonathan Jennings being your leader by a second over Adam Gardner and Jeremiah Stutzman on and off the pit road. Well, he's going to come back out in third place. Great stop for the 71 machine. 14:68 to gain a few positions on the track in the pit road. So great job for him getting on and off of pit road perfectly. A little battle here. We see McMahon, Christopher Simon, and Kevin Powell, as we see McMahon give a shove to Simon down into turn number 3. And caution. Caution is out on the track. And it looks like it might be for the 224 of Brian Larson. See the damage to the right side of that machine. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. See if we can see, give me a second, see if we can find what happened to bring out this caution here tonight. Oh, we see the 224 right here behind Steve Gerber. It looks like he just gets a little loose there. Tries to correct it, overcorrects it, and goes in head on into the outside wall. And oh my goodness. Front end climbs the wall. That truck goes up and over on its lid. Lands back on all 4 wheels. Wild ride. Wild ride for Brian Lawson. Unfortunately for him, his night was pretty much all but over, as here in the Doghouse Racing League, they do not have resets. So any damage that's accrued during the race, they will have to come down pit road and try to get fixed up. Fortunately, we know a track like here at Texas where it's high speed, any kind of damage to the truck is definitely going to be detrimental. Being that's right after pit stops, it's not going to really change too much. Gonna tighten the field back up. Next week, Doghouse Racing League will be moving over to the East Coast to take on Dover Motor Speedway. Then down to Alabama for Talladega, followed by Chicagoland, Martinsville, and Kansas before another off week in the middle of May. Lights are still on the pace car. We're going to go one more lap at least before the lights turn off. Quite a few drivers down on pit road. We see the 14 of Jeffrey Engel, Justin McMahon, Brad Hall, and Jason Schilling all on pit road. Getting some service done here under yellow. Looks like a couple drivers might have had a little bit of damage that they wanted to get fixed up. Here we go as the field makes their way off of turn number 4. Lights on the pace car will be shutting off. We'll be going back green flag racing in just one lap. Jonathan Jennings is going to choose the inside, putting Adam Gardner up on the high side. Couple drivers, Justin McMahon, Brad Hall, topping off on this pit stop, this yellow flag, on this one to go here, trying to get as much fuel into those trucks as possible to try to stretch it and make that final pit stop just a little bit shorter. So here we go as the field gets re-racked, restacked, and getting ready to refire. Jennings down on the low side, Adam Gardner on the high side. Jeremiah Stutzman is going to restart from third with Ricky Hudges to his outside in fourth. Kevin Powell, Christopher Simon will make up row number 3. Marshall Johnson, Mike Leftwich in row 4. Then Daniel Wilkerson and Gary Clune will round out row number 5 here on this restart as the pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Watch for tire spin. This front stretch is very flat. These drivers have been out on the tires for a few laps. We could see some tire spin here on the start. Everybody gets rolling, and we are green flag racing once again. They make their way down into turn number 1. Jeremiah Stutzman taking a look to the outside. He's going to take over that second position from Adam Gardner already. A strong move out of the 71 as he's now challenging Jonathan Jennings for the lead. Here comes Gardner looking down to the inside as well, and Stutzman's going to take over that top spot. Gardner's going to try to follow right along as well, and could Jennings maybe be saving a little bit of fuel here? Or does he just have a little bit better long run speed? We'll find out as Stutzman leading his first laps of the race here tonight. Jennings and Gardner still side by side as they make their way off of turn number 4. And here comes Ricky Hudges into the mix here as well. Hudges trying to move that 91 towards the back, and As Jennings falls further and further back, he gets into dirtier and dirtier air, and as we talked earlier, these trucks are very aero dependent. He hasn't really been behind too many trucks here tonight, so watch to see how that plays out here tonight. Over the next few laps, I should say. As now here comes Jennings back down to the inside of Gardner, trying to retake that second position. Off of turn number 4 and down towards the stripe, and Jennings is going to take over that second position yet again. He's going to set his sights on the 71 of Stutzman. Here goes Jennings down to the inside. Off of turn number 4, down on the low side, getting a little help from a push from Adam Gardner right behind. And Jennings going to lead that lap by just a nose as they make their way down into turn number 1. Jeremiah really fired off up on that high side, able to stay right alongside Jonathan Jennings as they make their way down the backstretch, and Jennings is going to have to tuck back in line. Here comes Christopher Simon now up on the high side, trying to make something happen, trying to take over the 4th position. So as we're just past halfway, Jeremiah Stutzman continues to lead as Adam Gardner now taking a look down underneath Jonathan Jennings, just not quite close enough to get the nose tucked down underneath. They make their way off of turn number 4. Gardner right there on the back bumper, trying to make his move, going to look down to the inside of Jennings this time. Almost some contact between Gardner and Jennings. Way off turn number 4, and Gardner is going to take over that second position. But here comes Jennings trying to take a look back down to the inside. Not quite there or close enough to make the move. He's going to have to stay tucked in behind. As that happens, Jeremiah is starting to pull away from this group just a little bit. Now Jennings is going to have to regroup and try to make it all over again. And I've got a little break in the action. Why don't we do a little something I like to call pump up the intensity. Battle back up front. Adam Gardner takes over the lead. Jennings was right there underneath, trying to take over that second position. But Jeremiah was able to sneak by on that high side. Now Jeremiah's, he was able to sneak on that low side, but here comes Jonathan Jennings now down to the inside. He's getting a push from Ricky Hudges with 25 laps to go. second place continues as off of turn number 2. Jonathan Jennings takes over that spot, but here comes Jeremiah back down to the bottom. All while that battling's going on, it's allowing Adam Gardner to keep increasing that lead just a little bit as Hudges now gets into the back of Stutzman, gets him a little out of shape. Jeremiah trying to get back to the back bumper of Jennings as they make their way off of turn number 2. Here comes Hudges now, looking down to the inside of Jeremiah, trying to take over that third spot. He's going to pull a little slide job there to move himself into the third position. Here comes Christopher Simon into the mix here as well. So Hudges in third, Stutzman in fourth, Simon in fifth. While that's been on, Mike Leftwich has slowly been creeping back up into the picture of trying to battle for a top 5. Currently runs back into 6th position, but he is gaining on the 35 of Christopher Simon and the other trucks in front of him. Jeremiah rides back in line, and Adam Gardner out in front, enjoying the clean air. So we cross the line this time, we'll have just 21 laps to go. A little further back, Ricky Williams and Gary Clune going at it. This is a battle for the 11th position. Right in front, see the 31 of Marshall Johnson. I see Justin McMahon back here in the 14th position, having a very rough night tonight. Expecting to see him up towards the front. So far, had a bad qualifying attempt. Started in 12th. Currently sits back in the 13th position as Marshall Johnson peels off towards pit road. Could we see our last round of pit stops in the next few laps? Gary Amio, Michael Dow, Daniel Wilkerson all on pit road as well. Doesn't look like anybody's really trying to save any fuel as Kevin Powell and Gary Clune now down on pit road. The other question is anybody going to gamble? Is anybody going to try taking 2 tires here to try to steal the victory? With only a handful of laps to go, I'm sure somebody's going to try to steal a win with 2 tires. Mike Leftwich now down on pit road as well. Christopher Simon now down on pit road. And Justin McMahon makes his way down on the pit road now as well. And Jonathan Jennings is right there on the back bumper. He's going to cross over and try to take a look down to the inside of Adam Gardner down into turn number 4. Gardner, though, able to pull back out as we see Jennings hitting pit road. So now Gardner out in front. When is he going to make his decision to come down on the pit road? Looks like he's coming this time. So is it Ricky Hudges. These two with their final money stop. Oh, Hudges locks it up getting in. Hudges might have sped a little bit coming on the pit road. We'll have to watch for that as Ricky Williams and Brad Hall take over the top 2 spots. Jennings did take just 2 tires. Let's see what Gardner's response is going to be if he takes just 2 tires as well. Gardner's opting for 4. Hudges is down and away. Stutzman down and away. There goes Gardner. And this is going to be for the race lead as here comes Jennings right on by on those 2 tires. With 14 laps to go, is 4 tires going to prevail over 2? Ricky Williams continues to stay out in lead with Brad Hall. Jennings back down pit road. And not sure why Jennings is back on pit road unless he's serving a pass-through penalty, possibly for too fast exiting. We'll see if he makes his way to his stall or if he just drives on through. And yes, too fast on exiting pit road puts Jennings back on pit road. That's going to, unless a caution comes out, that's going to eliminate Jonathan Jennings from the race win here tonight as Jeremiah and Adam Gardner going at it for the what will be the race lead when Ricky Montgomery comes down on the pit road. Ricky Williams now on pit road. Brad Hall continuing to stay out just a little longer. And yeah, Ricky Hudges was also nailed for speeding on pit road. As Adam Gardner and Jeremiah go by, who is the leader, the 45 of Brad Hall. To put both the 56 and the 71 back onto the lead lap. Now Brad Hall is going to make his way down on the pit road, giving the lead of the race to Adam Gardner. Again, Gardner trying to be the only other driver here this season to win multiple races. Gardner's got himself almost a 1 second lead over second place Jeremiah Stutzman. Then Kevin Powell runs back in the 3rd position, and he is almost 4 seconds behind Jeremiah as Brad Hall makes his way back off of pit road. And Brad Hall took fuel only. No tires for the 45, fuel only. Trying to gamble here. Get himself a good finishing position as he's just 3 wide with Christopher Simon and Justin McMahon for a moment. He's going to slide back into the 8th position, which is a great gamble continuing. Before then, he was running back in the top, in the 15th or so position, trying to slate himself for a top 5 or top 10 here tonight. Adam Gardner right there on the back bumper of the 33 of Kevin Brown. Brown is a lap down, and Gardner's going to make quick work of the 33. So we have only 8 laps to go. How about this push for 3rd place? Here comes Daniel Wilkerson now up into the 3rd position. Justin McMahon taking a look down underneath McMahon, sliding into that 3rd spot now. We're talking about the rough night that McMahon was having earlier. Qualifying poorly, getting stuck towards the back of the field. And all of a sudden on this final run, the light switch just clicked. And now he finds himself up in the 3rd position with just 7 laps to go. Almost 5 seconds up to Jeremiah Stutzman up in front. And Brad Hall having some issues. He just had to jump to pits. We see Brown continue to try to battle with Adam Garner, trying to get himself back onto the lead lap. So he is currently in the lucky dog position. I take that back. He is 2 laps down. Chris Leftwich is currently in the lucky dog position, the only driver currently 1 lap down. So off of turn number 2 with just 5 laps to go, 4.5 laps to go now. Adam Gardner continues to pull away from the 71 of Stutzman. I believe Jeremiah only took 2 tires on that stop because his pit stop was about 4 seconds faster than Gardner, but those 4 tires working much better for that 56 machine as we have just 4 laps to go. Making their way through turns 3 and 4, Adam Gardner just hoping that the race stays green for the next 3 laps as he comes across the line. A little further back, we see a battle back here. Daniel Wilkerson getting passed by the 76 of Mark Gilbert and Isaac Salas right in front, working on the back bumper of Gary Clune. Gary Clune having a great run up into the 4th position currently. He's getting challenged now by the 401 of Isaac Salas. And the 76 of Mark Gilbert right there as well. But Gardner coming across the stripe. 2 laps to go. Again, Gardner just hoping that the green flag continues to fly for the next half a lap. Because once the white flag comes out, the yellow flag will be put away as they come off of turn number 4. And the white flag flies for Adam Gardner. 1.5 miles left for Gardner to claim his 2nd victory of the season. As he works his way off of turn number 2, down the backstretch for the final time into turns 3 and 4. And for the 2nd time this season, Adam Gardner going to come across the stripe and win in the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series. What a run here for Gardner as he's able to clinch the victory on outright speed, not just strategy. Jeremiah Stutzman comes home 3rd. Justin McMahon having a great run, coming back in 4th as Jeremiah comes and gives a little celebratory little bump to the 56. And this time he'll have enough fuel in the tank to burn out, unlike last time he got the win. See Adam Gardner celebrating here tonight at Texas, burning out right there on the no limit sign. As we get ready to take a look at the results. Again, Adam Gardner, your winner. Jeremiah Stutzman back in 2nd. Justin McMahon comes home 3rd. Isaac Salas, his debut, comes in 4th, and Mark Gilbert rounds out your top 5. Gary Clune with a great run finishes in 6th. Daniel Wilkerson 7th. Christopher Simon, Ricky Williams, and Kevin Powell round out your top 10. Steve Gerber brings it home 11th with that damaged truck. Marshall Johnson in 12th. Jeffrey Engel 13th, Ricky Montgomery and Mike Leftwich round out your top 15. Garrett Mio back in the 16th position. Chris Leftwich, Mike Dow, 17th and 18th. 19th was Jonathan Jennings, 3 laps down. Then Kevin Brown in the 20th position. Brad Hall brings it home 21st. Ricky Hudges 22nd. Jason Schilling 23rd. And Brian Lawson round out the field here tonight at Texas as Adam Gardner makes his way around that with that Polish victory lap. Celebrates his win here tonight at Texas. And puts it up into the wall there, celebrating. As McMahon finishes, as Gardner finishes his victory lap here, we're going to talk to our 3rd place finisher, the 20 of Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, great run for you here tonight. Wasn't the start that you wanted, starting back in the 12th position. Just seemed like you couldn't get anything going early. Got up into about 7th, then just started falling back. And but there at the end, what was the strategy that got you there? Well, I see you only took fuel on that last stop, it looks like. But how were the tires there on that last run, and how was it trying to hold on to that 3rd place position here tonight?
It was pretty exciting there the last 10 laps or so. Kind of chaotic a little bit. That last pit stop, I took 4 tires on that last stop. Under caution there. I made a gamble thinking I might be able to top off on fuel there during that caution and get enough fuel to potentially make it the rest of the way. But I think under green flag condition, I was probably going to end up being probably, 8 to 10 laps short. I kind of lost my butt there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that now. You were back on pit road a lot earlier than everyone else. I missed that because everybody else came down around lap 57 or so. So, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was
being able to stretch it there at the end. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up having to take fuel. I wasn't going to be able to make it. When that last green flag pit stop, I had to add fuel to it. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to make it. But I don't know. Somehow, I was able to battle my way back up there and get into the top 3. I wasn't sure. I was hoping I was going to be okay with a top 10 tonight. To be honest, with the way the night went, it's so hard to pass here in these trucks. So I don't know. I'll take it. It was pretty exciting there the last few laps.
Yeah, for sure. And as you said, tough to pass. Seemed like your qualifying was a little bit off too. What were the struggles early in the race? Were you just not able to get in a groove, or was it just the conditions on the track there tonight?
Yeah, super tight. I mean, if you missed your mark just by a little bit, I mean, you're gonna lose a couple tenths coming off corner exit. So that and just not being able to run. I mean, you can't really run too wide here. So I mean, if you lose that bottom line, you're probably going to go backward, especially if there's anybody behind you. They're just going to file in with a guy that's on the inside. So it's just extremely hard to pass. And if you really want to try to protect your tires and save them for any length of time, if you know that there's going to be a long run, I mean, it's just difficult. It's a tough track.
Well, again, awesome job coming home in the top 3 here tonight. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, Adam for the win. That's a great win for him, and Daniel for putting on the league, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. And Adam just jumped out of the other. He's back in. Like, he just left. Where'd he go?
He's a little excited. Probably had to go get a beer or something.
Well, a great job. And again, congratulations. We look forward to seeing what you do next week at Dover. How do you like your chances next week at the Monster Mile?
Oh, that's kind of a home track. We're at New Hampshire?
No, I'm sorry, not Monster. No, Monster Mile.
Oh, Dover. Sorry. Yeah.
Not the Magic Mile.
Not the Magic Mile. That's right. I got them mixed up. Actually, I really like Dover, so I feel like I got a pretty good chance to battle for the win next week. Hopefully, it's a lot of fun. It's more my style.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, Dover to me, I mean, I can go to Dover. I can go to New Hampshire. It takes me about the same amount of time to get there. So.
Not for me. It's a little bit further for me to go to Dover than it is to New Hampshire, but.
For sure. Well, again, congrats. And we look forward to seeing what you do next week at Dover.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Josh.
Have a good night.
You too.
That was your third place finisher, Justin McMahon. Jeremiah did not join us in the booth here, so let's bring in your winner here tonight, driver of the 56 Mystery Machine, Adam Gardner. Adam, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
Man, what a
Not me,
win.
though. I guess I've been having mic issues through the race with people.
Oh, geez. Well, great job here tonight. You won at Las Vegas with the gamble. Tonight you get the win on outright speed. Just a great race for you overall. Jonathan Jennings took 2 tires and then sped on pit road. Did that surprise you, seeing him only take 2 tires there, or did you know that was his strategy? And was it shocking to see him have to come back down pit road and serve that penalty?
The two, yeah, kind of surprised me with the 2 tires. Surprised me more that he sped though. But I will say I called this 2 weeks ago. I told you I had this place circled, and I've had it circled for a little while, and I'm happy with the result. And yeah, good mood again.
You're the only driver so far besides Jonathan Jennings to have multiple wins this season too. So, talk about the race though. It seemed like there's a lot of exciting racing, a lot of side by side white knuckle racing. Track's almost wide open all the way around, and I heard it was incredibly hard to pass. So, take us through the race and what the strategy was there to get yourself up front.
As far as the strategy, it was just go, like I said 2 weeks ago, I come into here tonight with a lot of confidence. I absolutely love this track, and for some reason, I just clicked on it right away. So as far as tonight went, it was just go. We showed we were here, that we were serious tonight in practice, being in the top 5 throughout the session, and I'm normally not up there. I ain't shy, I'll be honest. And qualifying, I messed up both laps, but was still in the top 5, so I was kind of happy with that at the end. And then once we got going, it was just all right, knuckles down, and I didn't have the chance to talk to anybody and help strategize. I could hear other people, I guess no one could hear me, so it made it interesting. And yeah, we definitely had a close call though after that last green flag pit stop. I don't know what happened when me and Stutzman come out, and it looked like Stutzman was loose, and then something happened in front of him to where he had to check up, and I had to check up, and I looked in the mirror, and I thought that Powell was gonna take me on an unwanted date there for a minute, and end the night on an unpleasant note. But definitely big props to him for being heads up and avoiding the situation. Definitely could have ended the night right there, but I mean, it was a blast. Up until Jennings sped, I had a feeling he was going to have to be the one that, I was going to have to go heads up against. The fact that we were going against each other in our March Madness style tournament is just added to a little bit of pressure. But overall, it was fun. And, I was telling people before the race tonight, I knew it was a situation to where I was going to pretty much, I'd already accepted the fact I was going to have to win the race to be able to move on in the next round in that tournament. So it really couldn't have been any better of a track for us to come to. And hopefully the people watching had fun.
That was a blast to watch up here. Again, taking advantage of Jonathan Jennings' misfortune here tonight. It's going to help you in your points there as well, as we were 64 points behind coming in tonight. So a great points night, getting maximum points. So congrats on that. And how do you like your chances next week at Dover?
Mixed feelings. I enjoy the track. Last season in the next gen cars, I was having a really good race. And we were actually leading late when a untimely yellow came out and kind of spoiled the night on that front. But I don't know. Dover's another track. I won't say I like it as much as I like Texas, but at the same time, I will say that I seem to almost always run good there as long as nothing stupid happens. And so yeah, it's definitely been a fun season so far, and definitely looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And just having fun, putting on a good show.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it here. And again, congrats with the win here tonight. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Got to shout out the wife first and foremost. I like sleeping in the big bed, not on the couch, and she lets me do this, so I have to thank her for it. Um, Rogers Race Wraps for bringing on this pretty truck. Man, I kept this thing beautiful until I was doing that Polish lap, and wouldn't you know why? That's when I dinged the damn fenders up. But I love my truck, and it looks good out there. Thank you for giving me a reason to put on a show for the right reasons and get the right TV time. Daniel for putting on the race, and again, all the guys. Yeah, I think we only had the one yellow, so all the guys did their part overall and keeping it clean and green, and that's what makes it most fun.
Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. We look forward to seeing what Dover brings in next week.
Oh, the people watching too. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Always got to thank the fans. Come on.
That's right. I mean, I got to get these people that are watching to start cheering on this 56 truck. I mean, I'm proud of you busting my butt for you guys. Let's do it. Come on.
Well, again, congrats, Adam, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Sounds good, and hopefully we see some Scooby Snack comments in the chat next week.
Have a great night.
You too.
So as your race winner, Adam Garner, getting the win here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Of course, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch, we do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast. Of course, we want to thank our great partners over at Race EPI for all your iRacing setups and coaching needs. Visit raceepi.com. Over at IntensityBroadcasting.com, where you can support the channel and support Atlee Atman Weiss's racing career as well. And of course, our great partners over at The Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, no SCSR race here tonight, but we'll be back with you on Thursday night. So join us here again on Intensity Broadcasting. As our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.